think, you know, they denied the Alistar, they denied the Senna, which I think could have given them some problems. They have the Jin Leona, which is a lot of setup. Sponge just walk over a ward, so vision given over. Perfect knows not to step up and do anything crazy. Oh!
Okay, Cuz is moving in, looking for an angle here as LazyFeel immediately going to cleanse. Maybe a little bit early, but there's the flash forward from Doctor on the dancing grenade as Andil is held in position. And even BDD is down here. He might even be able to grab himself the kill. As there it is, the threaded volley comes down, takes 2 turret shots for his trouble, but that is first blood to KT. Now Perfect, seeing whether he can survive. Great flash to get himself out of the way of Sponge. Still, there's a big minion.
Yes, as of now, about 500 gold.
Yep. And still, more pressure does come in. There is the Gnar. Off the back of the crush is gorgeous as Perfect. Getting a bunch of health back, but isn't going to be able to make that one work as Sponge tanks up the turret. One last shot would have done it, but it doesn't actually come through, and he gets out pretty comfortably. If at first you don't succeed, just come back and kill him.
Yeah, good gang coming out. Rich setting up really well. Did not even take the time to clear it, yeah.
Wow. That is confidence right there. You love to see it. But with mid control, you can understand exactly. Cuz definitely likes the cool new skin, the edgy one.
Yeah.
And it is pretty cool. All right, there's a seismic shove. Sponge demonstrating how cool the Trundle is as he dies. Unfortunately, Subjugate not going to be helping him out there. And the Troll King will go down. So KT 1 kill away from locking down those feats of strength. As Yahoo flashes right on the edge, but the slow's still going to catch him. Emperor's Divide does absolutely nothing, and there it is, your feats of warfare going over to KT. Otherwise, you're not doing your job very effectively.
You do generally want to keep above 0, though.
Yeah.
Which,
but I mean, he did use 100% of his health bar.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Saving Perfect from what could have been another difficult time there. Sponge and Cuz just doing battle. Seismic Shove is there, and maybe this matchup is fine for the Xin Zhao if there is always a Taliyah to back him up.
Yep. We just keep seeing BDD being first to move in these situations. The follow-up coming through, and Sponge is not having a good time.
All right, flash out of the way here from Perfect. It looked kind of cute, but in the end, Rich just gets a flash.
BDD's coming, though. Rich is low in HP, no Mega Gnar.
Oh, dear. Well, BDD is just going to walk in. Perfect could be in a little bit of trouble. He is dead. That is still the kill going over to BDD.
You know, someone in that dive.
This is actually, it's so rude of BDD, to be perfectly honest, because we always talk about his Azir, but his Taliyah has always been phenomenal. As Peter tries to get over that wall, Seismic Shove, Solar Flare, everything in the kitchen sink, and Andel's dead.
That was slick. That was pretty nice from Peter there. Following up with the CC on the back end with the ult.
And these seismic shoves are like, they're all landing, yes, but there's always a solar flare. There's a knock-up from a Xin Zhao. The setup for the Taliyah is absurd.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Got a decent trade. Got the cannon. That's the main thing. All right, no one actually going to hop in the Rift Herald this time around, as Doctarm also starting to do a fair bit of damage, and LazyFeel going to get tagged. In goes Cuz, and just obliterates him. Sponge trying to get himself out of the way, and now the curtains have been called. And the answer is, I'm leaving, I guess. Sponge going to be able to flash to get himself out of the way. Flash for ult, you'll take that as another seismic shove, of course, is going to land. Rich, what are we doing there? I'm not entirely sure, maybe going for a little bit of a flank angle here, but now there is nowhere safe on the map for DRX.
This just isn't even looking close at the moment. KT completely taking over the game, setting the pace. Going to be looking to pick up that 3rd dragon as well here. 2nd tower of the game will go down to Perfect.
Oh, clean 2-0, nothing to see here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you were desking as well.
Yeah.
You had to wear those sunglasses at the same time. Got a bit of a dive here onto Perfect, who flashes out of the way of the Gnar. The needlework is doing so much. And the Deadly Flourish, not so much. As Sponge takes so much damage here from Doctarm, who's just going to try and stand his ground. And stand his ground he does. Cuz comes on over. What the hell is this Xin Zhao damage? He's got 2 items complete. Just eviscerates.
Doubt will get it. Would love to see it.
Yeah, definitely would be. That would be the optimal choice.
You know what, Perfect? You just stay in that
taking Atakan. Looks like this inner turret will go down. That is actually going to be a lot of money going over to DRX.
I mean, this is 100% the right call from DRX, and the fact that this is able to happen, a little bit criminal from KT.
Yeah.
Because it is actually a massive influx of gold for DRX.
Yeah.
And yeah, still get Atakan, but we've kind of seen that Atakan is...
a bit of an
I will say, Peter did go Aftershock. We've seen a lot of Spellbook recently, but it's particularly into Trundle.
Yeah.
Like, Peter...
They really didn't care about
ult him, get the resists. I want to see it.
Yep. Well, he doesn't really need to. A seismic shove just going to throw him away. Peter is still trying to walk it off, gets a big old shield, but he is still dead.
He doesn't need to do it, but it's cool to see when Trundle gets like 1,000,000 resists.
I know.
Leona gets like negative resists.
Well, KT are probably not going to be fighting for this dragon. Seismic.
Oh no, they are.
They certainly are. Deadly Flourish holds Andal in position. Andal was going for a flank. Little did he know, instead he was going to just die. And now the curtains have been called. Emperor's Divide just to try and get rid of Cuz, who is immortal, quite actually, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect going to get his revenge as it's a triple, make it a quadra for BDD. He just needs one more as Rich throws them against the wall. He really doesn't want BDD to pick this one up as Doctom's tanking the turret. They're chasing him down. They need to tag him. The Deadly Flourish needs to land. It's a seismic shove that connects and BDD gets the penta. Well, sort of. It doesn't get announced, but we'll give it to him in spirit. Yeah, Rich denies it by taking too long to die.
And Andal for spawning a little bit too quickly. So, you know,
yeah,
a little bit sad. I think BDD...
I'm going to give it to him. That's an honorary penta, you know? Is it all about the announcer?
I fear if it was a weaker member of DRX and a stronger member of KT, it's a little bit...
All right, Andal is just going to get closed in on by everyone. He tries to crash away, but the seismic shove is there. Still, the flash will do it. Gets him out of dodge. And Perfect just going to be playing on the other side. They've got 3 grubs at the same time, so this turret is not going to be long for the world. And he gets the cannon. +1's in chat. We are really turning things around when it comes to the cannon scenario.
A lot easier when you have more damage. And he will just massacre this turret. And now Rich, 2 levels down. And a lot of gold down. And now you can't even, you can't even do the map, the hack I had.
Yeah, no, speeding it up, that's a new thing.
That is a new thing, so a little elder flip.
All right, Perfect trying to get some of his revenge here as Rich just runs away. BDD's 9-0-3, man.
Because when Titanic Hydra as well, he
is actually an 80 carry. My God, the damage is revolting.
Such a Giga Chad build.
I've seen that build in solo queue. Like, that's the one. It's like, how many items have AD and health? I must build them all.
You literally just jump on the enemy carry, you press every single button on your keyboard, and they die, and you just walk away with your ult active, like...
feeling amazing.
No responsibility, like, no response possible.
All right, Deadly Flourish not going to connect there onto Sponge, but Sponge, I don't think, going to get anywhere near this Baron, which is going down very, very quickly.
Oh, Yahoo!
Okay, Yahoo does find an angle here onto Doctom, who does get stabbed. The Baron is probably going to go down as Peter's just trying to keep Yahoo out of that pit. Oh, doesn't quite get in there. BDD trying to kite them out as well as Sponge making his way in, cause the raid boss himself is going to try and protect his last remaining carry. That's BDD who flashes towards Sponge. Double kill, make it a triple here for Perfect. Is it his turn for a penta, ladies and gentlemen? As Lazyfield flashing out of the way, but Perfect is just going to skip after him, run him with
Where's his penta?
Dangerous, and his penta is right here, going back to base.
Yeah.
Like, notice. When did the Lich Bane and Storm Surge come in? What?
It's pretty crazy.
That looks like he's like just very angry. It's
this
like
is a
the
lot
revenge.
This is a lot of solo queue energy.
In the meantime, the Elder has been started. Let's have a look at what's going to happen here as Sponges gets slowed down, zoned out of the pit. That's going to go to KT. Emperor's Divide goes wide. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme, nor did the Leona mean to go down, but she did. It's going to be the trade, though, as now Yahoo could be in a little bit of trouble. Rich held in position. Seismic shove throws him away as the big angry dragon that is BDD will take down his opposite number. Perfect also getting a little bit of dopamine after things were not going so well. And KT, I think you're going to look towards time traveling into game number 2 pretty quickly here with these Nexus turrets next to go down.
Yeah, well, it took a little bit longer to get this game finished. I think KT very confident in this game, though, in the outcome. DRX tried to...
In the end, Perfect had the biggest gold advantage, by the way. I will have you know, he Gwend extraordinarily. Poppy is going to be a bit of a headache for Peter. I don't think this is...
Victor.
Yeah, I'm feeling like this is a better look for DRX. Could have had the train conductor and the train. But unfortunately, Perfect did not elect to go for that skin.
That would have been peak, honestly.
It would have been.
That's the matchup we're looking for.
Well, this is not the matchup that Cuz is looking for. He's just going to get heroically charged into the wall. And yeah, has to flash. I actually respect the flash usage instead of just trying to worry a Trickster away. Could have been blocked by a Steadfast Presence. Just gets himself out of there. This is going to be the Drake being secured here by DRX. And early control looking pretty good.
Yeah, able to get that early dragon, not going to
now there's only one big damage dealer available, and Yahoo is on top of a ward right now. So is Cuz. There's now Peter going in for the world's slowest charm, but they get on top of their target. The Dawning Shadow comes down as well. And with the help of the Spirit Rush, Cuz is able to take down the Victor. The damage is just not here. Lazy Feel has to get out of there. The train crashes into a wall, and the Flash Charm from BDD will seal the deal against Rich. The zombie form comes on through, and KT even get the dragon.
I think a lot of overconfidence from DRX to set up for that dragon and just let KT move into position to pounce. Peter with so much patience with the charm doesn't let Swipe reach that wall, just a little short. You see DRX trying to find some angles here.
Cuz testing Sponge there to see whether the Steadfast Presence button was being hovered.
Yeah, reaction test.
Yeah.
But now means it's down. Peter could just...
Yeah, walk at him.
Yeah, it doesn't opt to.
Still, Doctor Depth Charge actually comes out, but there's the Cyclone in answer. Andal, no real response here as Lazyfield just gets jumped on by Peter. He's got the quickness running as Sponge just shuts him down. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Yahoo in a lot of trouble, but he's answering back. The Arcane Storm doing so much work, and it's a double here for Lazyfield as he gets himself out as well. He's looking to go back home. BDD running out of buttons, and Sponge gets on top of him and eliminates him. The Ram coming on through, though. That's a great knock-up, but where's the follow-up? Where are the options? And DRX, it's their turn to fight. KT, move on over. This dragon has been started up. Yahoo on the bottom side of this fight. Doctor getting flanked by Rich. Does need to keep himself a little bit safe here as this dragon taking a very long time to go down. Lazyfield finally getting some damage in there, and Sponge just throws down the smite. Andal could be in trouble though, throws the anchor into Narnia. And Nautilus is unfortunately just going to get slowed down, thrown into the pit, and will get destroyed. Sponge now in a little bit of trouble at the same time as the Keeper's Verdict is in. The Ornn is going to be removed. The Flash actually, and then on top of it, is a little bit problematic, but the Charm is going to connect. A double kill here for Cuz. And this is exactly what we're talking about. This time it's KT's turn to win a team fight, but they do lose out on the objective. BDD looks to push this one up. The Otacon just getting taken lower and lower, and DRX, they do finally get a ward over. They do see that this is going down. The teleport in from the Scion. The Poppy is still making her way back in.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, KT, I think they realize the amount of danger that they're in, but now the Ornn is going to be sounded. Rich, moving on forward, finds the crash. That is going to be Cuz locking down the Otacon as Peter just holding them in place. The Dawning Shadow goes down. BDD flashes over the wall, and Lazyfield is able to shut him down. Now Cuz with a Blast Cone for safety, and the Extendo Beam not going to be enough to take down the Wukong, so they'll trade the Otacon for the Ahri, and maybe that's okay for KT.
Yeah,
it's
just
going to be okay. As BDD, okay, Sponge. That's a bit of an odd situation there as BDD moves away from the wall. That's smart as the Charm comes through. They invest a fair bit, but Andal will be going down here. They want to get the kill over to Doctor, and successfully they will be able to do so. As BDD also making his way out, holds onto the Spirit Rush, which is a big deal.
Yep, he also did just get that level up from the Rod of Ages, so pushing him ahead of Yahoo in terms of levels. KT feeling pretty strong now as a result, going to push down this mid-tier 1.
Yeah.
Dragon up in a few seconds as well, can look towards that. With Andal being down and no ward control, they can set up for it. You can see recall from BDD. He has TP as well, and will be picking up the Liandry, so they should be able to pick up the second dragon, but they will lose top tower and the Herald in return.
Yeah, so it's an okay trade here for DRX, but they really did want to get to that soul point. Would have been very, very nice. Still, I think delaying an Elder Drake situation is going to be okay for either side, as Rich is just going to get infinitely tanky. Lazyfield wants to get to 3 items as soon as possible, things like this. But as the map gets opened up, KT just feeling better and better. Perfect in position to try and take down this outer turret on the bottom side as well, as Cuz is going to tell Rich that there is just no way that he's getting down there to defend.
Yeah, I love how Cuz is trying to convince Rich that he does damage. He's like, no, I'm 5-0, I'm really fed. And Rich is like, shit, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
So in the end, with the fact situations, you know, it's like been a while since Perfect just played it. He just gave one.
No, he just built his own round wins.
No, he built his own randos, but he gave the Molten Edge to
He knows how to do
Doctor.
it. He knows how to do it. Come on. Cuz is right there. Give it over.
Cleaver, sorry.
I want to see it. The animation.
All right, well, Sponge taking a fair bit of damage here. Cuz Q, actually, you can be pretty tanky, and he will still cut through you. As there's the knockup from Rich over the wall. Bit of a fight breaking out, though, on the other side, as Peter is just about to get 100 to 0, but so is Sponge. Him going down is such a big deal, as they're all just piling on top of Lazy Feel. There was no one there to peel, because Rich is just a lumbering train, and he is just going to get taken down. DRX eventually getting outmaneuvered here in this game by KT. And Peter, he is able to dash out of the way of that zombie, as well as Andal and Yahoo wondering what the heck they're supposed to do now.
And now KT pick up the dragon pretty quickly, going to move over towards that Baron. Didn't even feel like a competition there from DRX. And KT feeling more than confident with the situation.
Yeah. Peter is still looking at mission as well, even though they were kind of spread, right? To be able to say, like, you take care of these two, we'll find this fight over here, was beautifully done, as once again Andal caught out of position. Peter having a bit of a day out on this Rakan, I have to say, as the train is just going to join the fight, but so is the Ram. Will get interrupted, so Sponge going to deny the extra knockback, but oh god, he is not going to last very long. Rich also getting cut down by Doctor's Molten Cleaver, and he is turned into a zombie, cuz going to respawn, because of course he's got a GA. That's like 17 items that he's built for himself. This Wukong is so rich. He's making aiming look like he doesn't have enough money.
Max, he did it. He gave them all out.
Oh, thank God. Okay. The Rod of Eons has been completed here for BDD as they time travel forward towards a 2-0 victory. KT fans not breathing a sigh of relief just yet, as the Nexus hasn't gone down, we have to say. The flash forward from BDD doesn't quite find the charm there, as Andal able to get out of the way of this Ahri, but the Nexus turrets are the targets here. The knockups coming on through. KT from strength to strength towards the end of this particular round robin. Is it going to be enough? That is the question.